Welcome back, fellow armchair generals. This is Gamer 1745 here, playing Hearts of Iron 3 with Black Ice 8.6. I want to again thank my good friend Alexi J for making the river names mod, because without that, without that we wouldn't have these, like Celtic Sea, the North Atlantic Ocean, not just river names, North Sea. So thank you for that. I believe it is now entirely integrated into standard Black Ice, but thank you for making it. It looks good. Okay, supplies for Athens. Yeah, we will go ahead with that because things give them double some supplies in there. Yeah, this is this repeating event, needs to go away. Gonna be another repeating event. Now, of course, I just praised Alexi J, and I believe this is his event. Well, maybe not. Maybe I was just... I should have read that last one because I thought it was... because he used the same picture. Not everyone's like me who makes new stuff, and I don't even 100% do that. A bunch of those reserve units use the same picture, but... So now we have the 4th division. Okay, so should have... yeah, he's absolutely right. Should have read it, but so we now have the 4th Jaeger division. And we've gotten back very high popularity that are just high. That, of course, is good. Get 8% instead of 4% leadership. 6% on territorial pride instead of 3, and another 0.1% of national unity. Radar training has advanced, and that I think is a naval skill. Yes, here we are. Let's global military power. We're doing the aircraft carrier doctrine. Capital ship main armament, make sure that gets to 5. Okay. Carrier group doctrine, we are doing that. Capital ship main armament, we are trying to get to 5 on that right now. So good. Excuse me. Let's see. And of course, we're trying to improve her. Okay, we are wanted to sort of make sure that I get my heavy cruiser engine before I get heavy cruiser armor. Just because maybe I'll click to, I don't always watch as closely as I should, to click to make another heavy cruiser. I like speed over the armor, because this naturally thicker armor should slow up a cruiser, and of course better engines should speed it up. So just keep it slightly faster than that. Okay, and of course we now have high popularity, so let's see what else we should do at this time. Got most of these. 44 cold oil conversion. Yeah, let's do that. Get that going. And let's do that. another attack here. And we won. These guys, okay. Let's get them up here as quickly as possible. Cruiser warfare, good. How did this happen? I was just looking at this a little short while ago, and this, I'm presuming some sort of event or something. Not that there's any real resources down here that I'm concerned about. I know last we wouldn't have gotten that, I don't think. And they got some industry, that's about all, but cool. Okay. I don't know. Okay. I think we're doing well in India, but okay. We're about ready to get Afghanistan into the axis here, it looks like. I think it helps now that we have border provinces, meaning it doesn't feel that if it joins up, it'll just get crushed. Okay, and let's look to see. Okay, there's stuff there. Good, we could use the rare materials and a little bit of industry, which is nice. Okay, but let's see now, victory points. So much. So, I don't know if we should try for the capital of Nepal or not. With this unit, I've had very major struggles and definitely required mountain units to take. Now let's keep you moving fast and efficiently. We'll cross the river. You don't have an, yeah, amphibious unit or engineer unit, but still. There's two of you in the battle. Hopefully you'll do better. Okay, well, we've got these guys here now. Well, I'll cut them off from that. Higher headquarters. Kurel. Originally they were going to go fight the British, and they may still do so, but that's not doing so well. Not doing terrible, but not doing so well. let's send these guys over to here. Send these guys this way. Now to relieve some of the supply problems, let's no longer base you out of Vichy territory. And by doing so, we will just simply rebase you down to here. So you draw your supplies there as soon as possible. These guys are undersupplied as well, coming from Portuguese territory. Okay. You support this attack. Support this attack. Go. Be another port cutting them off. Okay, another TRE event here. NSKK Regiment 1 der Luftwaffe. The NSKK Regiment 1 der Luftwaffe was formed in the winter of 41-42 along with the 2nd and the 3rd. Now I don't know why this is happening as late as it is. Interesting. But alright, so because the different cuff titles, those are NSKK troops, and a driver's badge. And also note, we've seen some other transportation units that are a bit more organization tote stuff, but these are the NSKK, and like it says here, should have happened earlier, but it may even be on the timer cooldown elements of playing short. So where is this? In Breslau. Okay. Basically, they served a lot on the Eastern Front, and like I've said before, supplying Luftwaffe units with needed transport. 5,000 money. We have the money. Got supplies. Okay, let's do that. And it is Afghanistan. Very likely. Yes, you hate the English. Good. Now we have Afghanistan. I was much more willing to wait for Afghanistan at this point than I was, say, Turkey. Well, Turkey I don't think ever was going to happen. But then Iran, or Saudi Arabia, because, quite honestly, Afghanistan really doesn't have much that we want or need. Maybe a little bit of a positional thing for going after Soviet Union at some date, but we're just going to keep them out of the war. Okay, Sherplunk advance. Good. That. Amphibious unit training advances. Marines, I think special ops. We're going to let both of these go because it's just so early. Also do commando training maybe. Battleship engines advance. Good. This allows construction of super heavy. I don't think I'm going to do it this time. Well, we did sort of say we need to do commando training a little better. And we'll also just do special forces overall. I got a bunch of these units just operating now guys have a little bit of order, or organization, I should say. Let's put them up as interceptors. A little smaller zone. There we go. To deal with any we should see an event here that will give an air base to Afghanistan. Probably next month. Okay, so they're here. They're almost there. Okay, that is... We want to come here. Okay, that garrison unit is shattered. Now, pilot training. Must be just a lot of landing craft, though, more than it names for. Oh, the artillery division too. Okay. Well, really don't think I need to build just more divisions. We're still going to have some more coming by events and building that. Though we do have a lot more manpower now. We're okay on envoys. We've got a lot of ocean I want to control by the air, so let's do that. That's a lot more aircraft built. Okay, yeah, I like that. How am I doing with revolt risk in this part of the world? Oh, pretty good actually, okay. Fair down here, but okay. See capital ship secondary guns. That's good. Okay, Most interesting discovery. We have uncovered something of extreme importance, mein Fuhrer. After downing an Allied transport plane, we recovered the remains of one of the passengers. Among his possessions are a number of encoded documents. We are in the process of analyzing the information now. Hopefully, it reveals something about the Allied plans for their coming offensive. Now, is this disinformation, or is this the real thing? Because if you know Operation Mincemeat, you can look it up on YouTube, or on, well, probably YouTube or Wikipedia. Our analysis of the recovered intelligence documents suggests that the Allied forces are planning an invasion of France soon. Apparently, they intend on landing near the harbor city of Brest on the western coast of France. Very interesting indeed. Okay. I actually think that photo is from the documentary. So they may be coming ashore there. Well, maybe we should move another good division out there. That would be alright. But this may be disinformation, though. I am not sure if that is the main determiner. Well, that big stack of Italian units in the Italian fleet have gone. Fortunately, it looks like not to France. I mean to Wales again. And then, okay, Commander. Naval. Good. Better targeting choices. I don't know if you guys have heard. How many of you follow closely? I sometimes don't follow very closely at all. Oh my God. The screen name. One of the main continuers of Black Ice for Hearts of Iron 3 has supposedly, and I believe him, we'll see how well it actually works, has done something that is remarkable. And no, I'm not saying the Hearts of Iron 3 regional developers, the AI coders, couldn't theoretically do this. They do it in a different way, though, with Hearts of Iron 4. Is, as I'm sure most of you are aware, that in Hearts of Iron 3, if you don't deploy the aircraft with the carrier onto a carrier, the AI will never put aircraft on that carrier and will never replace complete loss. Now, if you just have wounded units, you know, partially strong units, that will get reorganized, rebuilt, repaired, as long as it's on the aircraft. But if it's completely destroyed, once it's destroyed, even if it's somehow even sees in its production line, oh well, we need some more carrier aircraft, they will never send them to the carrier. So that is why carrier aircraft are uber costly, uber powerful, because you know, they are a little more expensive than land-based aircraft, but they are most definitely not better than land-based aircraft. In fact, a lot of the fighter types are better on land-based because they don't have to have a proper carrier aircraft. You have to have it stronger than a standard one to be able to take the high impacts of carrier landings. So they're a little heavier, generally speaking, and if you have the models. So like Italy had a carrier with like 2 aircraft or 2 carriers or whatever up here, and then they got stripped away, so they're never going to come back. Well, he's figured out a way, and he says it doesn't break the game, to replenish lost aircraft onto a carrier. So this is something really good, and I think it works from sort of his brief descriptions. Something like some of these submarine events, which we're mentioning that. Oh, okay, we've been bombed. Not enough anti-aircraft there, but is, you know, notice that, oh, there's no longer a 13th flotilla or something like that. Do you want to rebuild it? Kind of decision thing that it may notice that when a particular named squadron disappears from the map, to have an event that I think, you know, I don't know exactly how it works, we'll see, but deploys new aircraft to the carrier. I don't know if it needs to fully take the carrier off. Just as I'm thinking about this, off the map and put it back on, that would be bad. But I think it could just deploy straight to the carrier. So that'll be great. And my understanding again is it'll have a cost to the AI, you know, in supply or something. And so now carrier forces, for at least the majors, and I think the way he's designing it is just be for the majors. If they lose all their fighters on a particular carrier, it'll have a decision that'll fire or trigger, and then the AI will fire it and put fighters back on. Now, I don't know how much you've read, but carrier, and which, you know, these Uber carrier, I understood why they did them, and I sort of agreed that it was sort of the best of a bad situation. Land-based air groups will basically always win over carrier groups, if nothing else for the idea that there's normally a lot more of the land-based stuff. Though, and this is, I'm partially taking this from at least one of, because I've read some of the stuff on the siege of Malta. Some of the, you know, carrier groups that the British were sending in here, that, you know, by not putting up all your aircraft at once, by sort of rotating through them, the British carriers were able to effectively escort in, though still with losses both in aircraft and ships, a few convoys, and they were some very desperate affairs. There was one tanker, basically had the back end of the ship blown off where the engine was, gets towed into Malta. Some incredible stories, and the whole tanker didn't blow up because they kept the fuel sections still afloat. I mean, just some incredible stuff. But basically, Italy is able to maintain air superiority over this. So yes, you can raid in with a carrier or a carrier group or something, but you can't maintain air control over here when you have all these land-based bases with lots of fighters and bombers. They're just going to overwhelm eventually, not maybe on, like I say, a quick run-in, but for continuous operations. So it was not until the defeat here, basically in North Africa, that allowed the Americans to effectively use their carriers in here, because with the British and the Americans holding the North Africa or the south flank, and the Italians holding the northern flank here, those are what was in competition with each other, then with the carriers operating and escorting their immediacy. So it really, land-based aircraft, like up in here or wherever, should really be dominating the situation from any carrier groups, because You know, here, yeah, the British can move their carriers only because, again, they had a lot of air bases, but you wouldn't be seeing carrier groups really coming into here because until the, you know, sort of later stages when the Luftwaffe is sort of defeated. But until that point, land base. And so this makes a big difference out here. Because if Japan can have big stacks of air sitting in port or in air bases here, light cruisers there, they can dominate the situation here. What's going on? Japan is invading. So here they have 4 carriers here. Oh, plus 2 light carriers, so 6 carriers here. I don't think any carrier aircraft. And they're going in for Midway Island. I don't know against what. I wish we could see that better. But this is just sort of, again, oh, and there's also the Iru and the Soryu, I believe, those 2 names. So that's 8 carriers. Oh, I don't know what. No, I think that's a battleship. So there's, oh no, those maybe battleships, maybe just a Soryu. I don't know. Can't really quite. Yeah, I think it's just a Soryu there. I mean, if I move my counter off of it, this goes away. But yeah, I think the Soryu is what's here. The others are named battleships. So mending that down to 7. But I think they're without any aircraft because they battled enough with the U.S. and had that stripped away. So that would change things considerably because the U.S. can overstack its air power and dominate part of the sea. We have U.S. forces given over to, what is that, Australia, I believe? New Zealand attacking up to Saipan here. Oh, interesting, because that's for Australia. I guess they must have invaded there, and the U.S. has been maintaining control of Guam. And so that'll change things. And for the better, hopefully, considerably. Since yeah, these guys, okay. Let's sort of put you out there. Yeah. There we go. Naval bombers out dominating that part of the. Okay, they've got, yeah, they need to repair. Got fighters in there, and then we're gonna put these guys. There we go. Keep them a little bit away from Britain, but. And so I hope this will mean better gameplay. Okay, we're going to stop that. And home front focus. Good. I want all of that. Don't want the manpower, of course, but reduction. Because I don't want to reduce it anymore, we'll just stop that there for now. Yeah, let's do this. Push a little ahead. More leadership. Okay, reorganize the air defense of the Reich. Reported appearance of the U.S. Army Air Forces fighters as far east as Bremen made for uncomfortable reading for the RLV. I think that's right. I don't know, Luftschutz something. The defense of Germany took priority over all territories. General Oberst Weiss met Adolf Gallen's staff in November 43 and attempted to create a solution to this problem. At this time, the importance of home defense was recognized, and the Luftwaffenbefehl Habermitt was renamed Luftflotte Reich, Air Fleet Reich. Weiss was removed from command, and the more experienced aviator Hans-Jürgen Stumpf was appointed as its commander. Okay, well, let's do a little photo analysis. That's, of course, Goring, and I believe that's Milk. Congratulating some sort of pilot. Okay. So, we removed 3, 4, well, some headquarters. Lose some supplies, lose 2 manpower. And you get that. Okay. Not sure exactly how. I mean, obviously, that's a good centralized thing. Now I don't really haven't been using that, so let's attach this to this, that he's under there, and we got these 2 other headquarters. Other than that, oh, did we really want to no, we don't really want to have him in charge of this. Let's find somebody else to put in charge of this. Immediately the right rank. He looks like he could do this well. There we go. And Stumpf, I believe, came from. This is the downside for. Here. Obviously we can add this back in, but the AI will not check to see if there's empty slots that need filling. Nah, it's gone a little too far. Yes, the other way, of course, is to go by name. No, I'm forgetting, is it? Yeah, here we go. There we go. And we have more leadership points. Let's go to that. We still have the teeny bit after going to need on that. Do that, that'll help supply. Come on, guys. one thing I need to do, and I think I've got it all over here. Remembering. We all right here? Yeah. What sort of... Yes, that's, like I say, I'm meaning to do this for a while. Send these guys to India. From the Indian Legion to India. That only sort of kind of makes sense, doesn't it? And I should have done it a long time ago. They're pretty good at for doing that stuff in that they're colonial infantry, which does well in some of the rough terrain. And they have the police element to them to reduce revolt risk. I think that mainly just represents the idea that they match the local ethnicities, really. The fascist militia element, I actually don't like and may strip out because that slows them down. And of course they could use transport structural improvements. Okay, so that's one and done. Was asked about this and why hadn't I done it? Well, because probably should do it because there's minor organization loss to the carriers. There's, you know, because of folding wings, I guess. Okay, so we will do this. Get that going. These guys back here, yes. Okay. We don't have much in the way of supplies, and there is. Go up here. Just move. Stay out of. I'm somewhat afraid that, well, that's just a single heavy cruiser. That I wouldn't be afraid of, not with the Bismarck and the Tirpitz, but we may find a larger fleet moving around there. Okay, they won without these guys, so. But these have engineers, so they'll move faster across that river. I want to get up to here as quickly as possible, and then up to here, preferably before the Japanese do, to secure some of the resources. May not be nearly as critical as they once were, but still, it'd be nice to have them. All good. Wasn't my entire fleet sinking or something, was it? No, good. Is that what? What, naval? Oh, we need to come up to here. Need to come up to there too. No, you may not be great units for taking on battle axe here, but light panzer force is just about gone. Okay, and how? Okay, you guys are still moving forward after the Brazilian unit. And we've occupied up here. Well, we aren't going to get to that spot. So let's move you back down to. We can't get to there either, I don't think. Come back down to here. Yeah. Actually, this would be better. Well, I don't think we should fight the Gurkhas in the Gurkha land. So let's move along south of the Gurkha land. Better terrain where we can fight the Gurkhas and win a good comp group. Oh, the Soviet Union. We give them fuel. Oh, okay. Okay. Here. They're here. Well, obviously, of course, but do advance forward. You guys push down into there. You push into there. The support. This. And this. Do a lot better. But there'll be a lot of like these HQs there. Oh, cruiser crew training. Oh, here. Okay, yeah, we've got that up. Good, and we're just destroyer. Okay, we're good with those light forces. Yeah, let's do that. Now, how's our fleet manager? Yes, good. Okay. Now, select all of these. Get on board. And you, yes, get on board. And you, yep, get on board. We can fit you all. Okay. You guys come up to here. I want to go take you to a German supply port. And here is my fleet, which moves much faster now. Let's base into there. Have much more support. Oh, partisans. Okay, well, yeah. Go for it. We've lost down here. Yeah. Let's drop that artillery division. Oh, what am I doing? Fully upgraded, organized, whatnot. Since it's a defensive unit, at least that's what it's sort of designed for. It's saying it also makes a very good offensive support unit. Okay, here we go. He's got offense and defense. There we go. Oh. Ooh, you can have lots of metal. Sure thing. We need you way over here more than just picking up a single province. Well, the police and occupational units do some of that. They're moving awfully slow. Why are they moving so slow? Weather. Okay. I understand that. Don't know if I agree with it. Moving that slow, but whatever. You go into the mountains, occupy that. You can go help that attack. Yes, more and more now that we have various islands and things. Okay, you're almost shattered, but you can go. Doing that fight up there. To supply, we're getting supplies cut by various submarines or fleets or something. Mud starts to clear, okay. Oh, now you, well, you can support that attack effectively enough to make it better than 2%. Okay. Stop this, we'll lose. And what was that again? Amphibious unit command and control. Well, I think we're going to let that just go. Oh, special ops. Yeah. Get our Marines a bit better. Okay. Now, you're in good organizational shape. I still don't want to overly load you up. I think this is all we need for this operation. So let's come to here. Okay, I guess that's good enough. The path, there's lots of air covering that route. Yes, now you're counterattacking against us. And we've lost. Okay, well finally, there you go. You get that back. Light cruiser escort rolls. Let's not totally abandon naval tactical development. Oh, well, it looks like the Spanish got all this. No, oh well. Move into here at least. Well, don't even bother with that. But at least I didn't get my little bit of oil there, or rare material. Go in there. Okay, well, Spain's growing a little bit. Aircraft flotillas have advanced. Good. Increased range is the big thing for me, at least. Yeah, let's continue that. Which is 42. Yes. I want to get cut up before the enemy does. Get that. Okay, well. That's a bit of a scary unit moving and advancing there. Let's support that. I think we have time to do that. Okay, intel cache gathered by covert operators. Mein Führer, we have discovered a rather curious cache of intelligence documents. Our cryptologists are poring over the documents now. Hopefully they'll reveal something of interest and not another ruse by the British or the Americans. Of course, that's can, con, 2%, 99%, don't know. Okay, well, I presume the 99% happened. Well, you know, we're going to retreat into there. Because these guys are going to be able to hold, I think. They're a good division. Not one of these African brigades, and just because they're not a proper division. Okay. Okay, they'll hold that there. So you and you charge forward there. Keep pressing them. But the idea is to get the ports, of course. Okay, now we're on the positive build thing. What do we want to build now? Well, and let's throw on, just because they're going to be for big areas, horse transport, just that. This is for African India mainly at the moment. Got a lot of big ships coming. Lots of aircraft coming. How are my electric boats? A long time still. I think that will be... No, we could build a couple more. Well, build 4 more. Okay, there we go. That'll be a lot. A little bit of transport. We are losing a few of these, so let's... Got a lot of those increased, okay. Haven't deployed the last 2 that we got, but let's do a couple, well, 2 more seaplane tenders. This will be good anti-submarine type operations. Now, because they're useful long range, we'll do 2 long range. And 4 of these. That'll happen before those electric boats out for sure, I think. So, or about the same time, but either way. And you know, just to keep the practicals up, let's do a couple of coastal submarines. We can only get those in one way or another near enough to be of use. Cheaper, faster. You can see March instead of June. 3.5 versus 4.5 roughly IC, so all that makes it better. And then with those coming out sooner, we can move all of these down below those to make sure, just because of the fluctuations. They will get there. Reduce the practicals on everything else. And since we're reducing a lot of practicals on fighters, do 8 of those. There we go. There we go. I think those are reasonable choices to make under current conditions. Ends up trying to heavy bomb Britain. I don't do that enough. I've really sort of learned more and more because like I don't want to micromanage my bombers or my submarines. You know, I don't mind setting like patrol zones. That's cool. I find that fun. But the idea, I don't want to keep checking on them. Oh, how's their health? Do I need to send them back to port now or something? I would much prefer just to you take that. To give them a patrol zone, so I put them more and more, like I was saying, on passive, so that they, once wounded or disorganized enough, they go back to their base and get better. That's just really what I want to do with them. Well, no, let's go here, to here, to here. These African rifle units are good for what they are, cheap units, but they're not going to replace even proper light divisions. Okay, good. Serb nationalists are uprising again. Okay, so let's . advance on them. Whatever it is, they are. Okay, reform this famous flotilla, yes. Rebuild the 12th, yes. The Gortz von Berlichingen, named after the German knight Gottfried Gortz von Berlichingen, was raised in October 1943 from replacement units and conscripts. It saw action against the Allies in Normandy from June 10th, 44 on. Suffered heavy losses. The surviving units of the division were refitted in the Saar region during September and reinforced from Heer and Waffen-SS stragglers. It fought around Metz in October and November before once again retreating into the Saar, seeing actions there in December. It fought in Lorraine in early 45 during the Nordwind offensive, and in March it retreated towards Nuremberg. The survivors finally surrendered to the U.S. forces in Bavaria at the end of the war. Okay, again, this sort of goes back to Himmler's, I don't know, mania, maybe not over a strong word, but wanting to name divisions after somewhat obscure Germans, if you will, from the past. 16th SS Panzer Grenadier Division, Reichsführer SS, the 16th, was formed in November 43 when Sturmbrigade Reichsführer SS was upgraded to a division with Volksdeutsch added to the unit. The Kampfgruppe battle group of the division fought the Allied landings in Anzio, while the rest took part in the occupation of Hungary. The division fought in Italy as a unit from May 44 until being transferred to Hungary in 45. It surrendered to the British forces in Austria. Okay, good. Um, 712th Infantry Division, formed in May 41, was transferred to France in June. Moved June 42, the division was assumed in the Belgian and Dutch coast following the Allied breakout in Normandy. Okay. So let's quickly take a look at, and I still haven't organized up all of my naval unit. Here we are. Okay. All of these is maybe as well as I should. Put headquarters and that kind of stuff, because that would really increase their organizational levels. There we go. Nice defensive commander. Others. These guys here. Okay, we want to put all this up top. All this up top. And those submarines will also help with the practicals. And yeah, that looks like a pretty cool mechanized unit for Fritz von Berlichingen and also for Reichsführer SS. Monsoons are over. That should maybe help some of the movement situations in. Actually, let's see about sending you there, and advancing you up to there. Take another port away from them, cut their supplies even more. Okay, heavy bomber ground crew. Yeah, that's alright, I guess. We'll improve nav tactics. Abandoned air base. I don't think we need to, so we'll save our money. Government. Last time I don't think it worked out well for us. Now we're at a 90% chance of something good. Yeah, we'll do this. We'll try to lower revolt risk. Bolster our anti-air units with foreign manpower. Overall military situation in 43 was heavily drained the German manpower reserves. Additional personnel was short, however. An increasing number of flak units of the Reich Luftverteidigung, are to be staffed. Soviet POW and French civilian workers, former POWs, were often pressed to man anti-aircraft guns in 43 while under armed surveillance. Those operating together with juvenile Luftwaffe Helfer and female RAD members, many task batteries reportedly in 43-44 around 100,000 POWs were pressed into such service. How interesting. I hadn't heard that. Okay, we can lose supplies and gain manpower in air defense network or no need. I don't see a downside to this. So I like the manpower, so yep, we'll do that. The 352nd Infantry Division, formed in France, commanded by Lieutenant Brass from November 43 until it was destroyed in 44. I don't know if I want to read all this. Boxes built. Okay. Manpower, supplies, metal, lose coastal fort. Oh. Soldiers of the occupied slit trenches, 8 concrete punch. So we lose level 1 coastal fort in Khan. Okay, not exact. Oh, well, maybe we don't lose. You gotta remember that. Okay, so I want to check this out. Okay, so fort, lose fort level 1 in Khan. I think we're gonna gain. I think we're gonna gain one of those, but I think it's that. So let's. Oh, gained it. Oh, coastal fort. Okay, so we gained that. So again, that was even throwing me, though sometimes I'm much more used to the idea. Okay, they didn't have a picture for him, I guess. But I'll leave that. So I think a bunch of these guys here that we see without the face are truly made up names. If they were just simply oh, well, better than having a blank picture, let's, put the dummy thing in there, that'd be fine with me, but too much of those, I believe, are just absolute made-ups. That's why I don't use them. And in every game I play, I keep saying, oh, I want to cut all those out beforehand, so I don't even have them there. In which I do want to do that for the next series. But, no, so we've got our various units. Is it still back here? No. Okay. Now, Kalevala, if you remember, was just a divisional headquarters and a infantry regiment there. I've since made those supporting units, plus sent over some trucks that were laying about somewhere. And now they will have an infantry regiment. Or not infantry, engineer regiment. And since I did it for the others, just because in between episodes, no, they were all the first, and I decided, oh, well, let's change it to the 41st. And then I thought, well, let's change it to 41. So it looks better. Not that I'm really that, retentive or whatever, but that OCD'd, I guess maybe would be better. But just might as well. They did sort of have a tendency to often do that. name the supporting unit the same number as the division number historically. Okay, okay, let's come down here and let's get them good. I gotta see who or what, if he did much. But let's maybe I'll leave him. Yeah, we'll leave him in charge of this. But definitely not the Luftwaffe guy in charge of Reichsführer SS. Maybe I should go over to Wikipedia to look up who commanded it, but we'll do it with press here. Price. There we go. And here, no. Oh, you're damaged again. Where did I put those? No, I put them down here. This is what I'm looking for, right here. Okay. Sort of around the Gortz von Berlichen battleship. A couple light cruisers will help. Get that to be a better battle group. So you got one battleship, a couple of pocket battleships, and 2 light cruisers and 3 destroyer squadrons. That'll be good. Or better. Also have this up here. I know I don't have any light cruisers yet for that one, but that around the Grafspray in Deutschland. Oklahoma's lost. Be the battleship. So that's Wake Island. Guess the Japanese were unable to take Midway. If you remember, they were invading Midway earlier. Well, let's look at flags. Okay, that's still Honolulu's still held by the Americans. This is sort of a bad situation for the Japanese. They don't get to fly. Down here, that's all right, though they don't have air power. Still messing around up here. Big stack of Japanese units, including carrier units. It looks like here. Well, they're probably on the carrier. Maybe those do still have some aircraft on them. Okay, good. They're being held effectively, so they're going to get cut off eventually here. Fly, but then I do think I want to see the terrain. Okay, what would be the best path over to there? Well, let's see if we can take these hills and maybe take, well, let's go to the hills first. One police unit is doing really well in the hills still. Now we have a mountain unit that should prove it. Yes, we lost his provinces. I'm just mostly hoping to break you guys before you break me, but I don't know. Carrier aircraft armor, which we'll let just continue. Oh, Bhutan's attacking us now. Okay. For some reason I think we'll do okay defensively. Might not be able to attack them well in their mountains, but once they come out to play, we normally do okay. I think we're going to end the episode here. I want to thank everyone for watching. I want to thank you for liking the videos. If you would, I do appreciate that. And of course, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel for all kinds of good Hearts of Iron fun. And of course, please post questions, comments, suggestions, ideas, comments, corrections, whatever. Love hearing from you. See you next time for more Hearts of Iron.